achieved.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Studio Day Heffrey, where we get to review an embarrassing Cowboys loss to the Cardinals. They got their butts kicked. And, you know, some of the themes of the year held true. Zach Martin got hurt, so why not, you know? Why not have 5 bad offensive linemen on the field? But you have to bear with me if you'd like to go all the way through this game, because I rewatched it this morning, and I want to go drive by drive on the offense and the defense, because what's going to happen is we're all going to talk about how Mike Nolan needs to be fired and the defense is terrible. And actually, that part I disagree with. The offense is the problem right now. The defense is a problem, but the offense is the problem. Cowboys offense. First drive of the game. Terrence Steele gets beat on the very first play. Ezekiel Elliott loses a yard. When you get to third down, Brandon Knight gets smoked. Dalton has to get rid of the ball. He manages to, but he has to dump it off. You got to punt. Second Cowboys offensive drive. Dalton held the ball too long, then threw a ball to an uncovered linebacker who thankfully didn't catch it. Then you had a too many men on the field penalty, a 4-yard run. On 3rd and 11, Brandon Knight blocks the wrong guy. Terrence Steele gets beat. It's almost a safety. Dalton gets rid of it, and you have to punt. Offensive line, train wreck through the first 2 drives. Third drive, you have a Zeke run, a CD drop on a high ball, but it's a drop. That doesn't count because there's a hold. Screen to Schultz, 3rd and 3. Dalton out route to Gallup, first down. Zeke runs for 12. 2nd and 9, you shovel the ball to Zeke. He fumbles. Cardinals ball at their own 46. They're going to go ahead and go score a touchdown on that, by the way. Fourth drive, 7-0 Cardinals. 2nd and 9, Zeke fumbles. Cardinals ball. They're going to go score, by the way. Fifth drive, you're down 14-0. First big run of the night, Tony Pollard, about 18 yards. And I'll tell you, here's what I like on this play. I don't hate running the ball, much as you guys might think so. I do hate paying running backs, but I don't hate running the ball if you can run it efficiently. The first Pollard run was a really nice concept. If you're going to scheme up run plays and run the ball creatively and gain yards, go ahead, run the ball. They did a nice little pin and pull where you had the tight end blocking down, Connor Williams popping out and around, and Tony Pollard coming up in between there, and he gained 17 or 18 yards. It was nice. McGovern then gets Dalton killed on a blitz that he doesn't recognize. Biotish is there. They just need to slide. Biotish is there for the guy that Connor McGovern blocks. He needs to slide and block the blitzer. He doesn't. So Andy Dalton gets murdered. 2nd and 17, they get out of that hole. Gallup catch and run, gets the first down. Pollard on 3rd and 3. He picks it up on the ground. Play before that, he had stoned a blitzer, Tony Pollard, with a nice pass pro rep to let Dalton complete a pass. Then Pollard converts the 3rd down. Then they try a screen, and this team is atrocious at wide receiver screens. Their receivers just miss blocks. On the first one, I believe it was CeeDee Lamb that missed a block on a wide receiver screen. Then you have a tipped pass. So you got to punt it, and from the 45, Chris Jones punts it into the end zone. Terrible punt, which gives the Cardinals way better field position than they should have had, but don't worry, your defense is going to hold there. 6th drive, you have a nice kick return from Tony Pollard. Zeke catches a swing pass and runs out of bounds. Here's where we're going to have a problem. This is now the 6th offensive drive. Zeke's already fumbled twice. Catches a swing pass going to the right. He runs out of bounds for about a 4-yard gain. That's not normal. But he's going to do something similar in a second. 2nd and 2, they hand the ball off to Zeke. He goes left. He breaks through. Gains probably 8 or 10. But again, he jogs straight out of bounds because it's in here. He does not want to get hit while holding the football because he is terrified that he's going to put the football on the ground. 3rd and 7 on this drive. Tony Pollard again, pass pro on a blitzer, stones him. Dalton's got time to get it to Schultz for a first down. Your 1st and goal. Dalton gets sacked, and it's on him. He held the ball forever. It's Brandon Knight's guy that gets home, but you had plenty of time. 3rd and goal. Dalton throws a touchdown to Gallup. He dropped it. field goal. 21-3 at half. So that offensive first half, what do we have? Fumble, a quarterback holding the ball too long, an offensive line that can't block. Like, there's a lot of bad in there. On a whole of 60 minutes, I don't think Dalton played terribly. I think Andy Dalton played, he was okay. He's what a backup quarterback's going to give you. He threw 2 picks. One was BS. It was a penalty. You can check my Twitter at JC1053 to see the still shot of when CeeDee Lamb gets PI'd and they don't call it. It's stupid. But he threw a bad pick to Budda Baker on a slant route to Cooper that he telegraphed where he was going with the ball. He should have been picked off by a linebacker on that first or second drive. But mostly, it's fumbles. It's offensive line at different times blowing assignments or just not getting the job done. Terrence Steele and Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight had a bad day, but both of them struggled. Speed just gives them so much trouble. Second half, Zeke runs for 3 yards. Slant to Cooper across midfield is big play. Lose yardage on a screen to CeeDee Lamb because their wide receivers can't block on screens. Lamb had missed the block earlier. I forget who missed the one on this one, but they just can't block on wide receiver screens. Quick hitter to CeeDee Lamb for 6 yards, 3rd and 6. Lamb beats Drake Kirkpatrick, who grabs and tackles him. No call. Kirkpatrick gets a pick. That's BS. Should be 1st and 10 around the 30 for the Cowboys. Instead, it's Cardinals ball, and they're going to go score. Drive number 8. Starts with an Andy Dalton bad throw to the outside. Then they run a slant to Coop, a stop to Coop, run to Pollard for a first. Tony Pollard drop. Missed 58-yard field goal after a missed deep ball to Gallup and an incompletion to Lamb. Drive number 9 is a bad interception to Budda Baker. Drive number 10 ends up being a touchdown to Amari Cooper from the 1-yard line, but at this point the game's basically over. But they did drive it down. They got defensive penalties on the Cardinals to help, and eventually they score. So that's drive by drive what happened in this game. Both of your tackles struggled. Connor McGovern struggled. Connor Williams and Tyler Biadasz, I thought were solid. You had solid from your left guard and from your center. You had struggles from all 3 other offensive line spots. Your running backs both struggled to catch the ball. Zeke struggled to hold on to the ball. CeeDee Lamb had drops. Did Amari Cooper? No, but Gallup had at least one. So you did a little bit of everything wrong on offense. But on the whole, what really derailed them, it's turnovers. It's freaking turnovers. They, at halftime, it's 21-3, and 14 of the 21 were off of fumbles, and then the other 7 was Daryl Worley. You're in cover 3. It's clear as day. You've got a safety dropping into the post lanes. The backside corner, Trayvon Diggs, has got his deep third, and Daryl Worley stands flat-footed 3 yards from Jordan Lewis while Christian Kirk runs by him. It's just a blown coverage. Like, the defense potentially is not awful. That's what you can say about them. Potentially, they're not awful. But they did have their struggles. Arizona drives. Diddle-doo. Excuse me. Drive number 1. Aldon Smith bats down a pass. Antoine Woods sniffs out a screen. Trayvon Diggs bats down a pass. Xavier Woods on a nice blitz forces a throwaway. Griffin had a nice inside spin move that almost got him home. Tank loses a contain on a Kyler Murray boot. Leighton Vander Esch misses Kyler in the open field. Jalen failed as the quarterback spy. So there's up and down here. You got different players making good plays. You got different players making bad plays. But all in all, they force punts on the first 2 Cardinal drives. Third drive. They run a play for 3 yards. Donovan Wilson makes the tackle. There's a pass play where there's a miscommunication. It's a bad throw. They have a false start. They have an OPI, 3rd and 22. There's a draw play that Aldon Smith and Jalen Smith shut down. We are now 3 punts on 3 Cardinal possessions. Then Zeke fumbles. Kyler misfires on 1st and 10. They get all the way to 3rd and 10. Kyler shakes Jalen Smith to go get the first down. 2nd and 6. Hopkins catch on Diggs. Contested. Dorrance and Gallimore see a screen pretty well, but it still gains 5 or 6. 3rd and 1, they get a stop. Woods covering Kenyon Drake. It's a drop. 4th and 1, Kyler, easy naked bootleg. Then they do the flip play to Christian Kirk for a touchdown. Jordan Lewis is kind of going with him as he motions across, and when he motions back, Jordan Lewis does not go, and no one has him, and it's an easy touchdown for Christian Kirk. 7-0. That was after a fumble. Fifth drive is after another Zeke fumble. Tank did a good job containing Kyler Murray. So Kyler, instead of trying to go shake multiple guys after Tank held him up, just hits the deck. It's 2nd and 11. Tank and Tyrone Crawford contain him in the pocket, make him stop his feet, which Brian Broaddus told you, this is what you got to do. He looks uncomfortable, he throws it away. Then he makes a throw to Larry Fitzgerald on Anthony Brown where he reaches for the first. Kyler scrambles to the 1. Drake, touchdown from the 1. 14-0 Cardinals. Both of those drives are after fumbles. Then you have the busted coverage from Darryl Worley that makes it 21-0. Second half. This is after an interception. You got big runs coming now. Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, Alden Smith, all three had a shot to make a play on a straight-ahead read option handoff. They don't. Another big one where Tank, Vander Esch, and Jordan Lewis can't get off a block, so it's easy for the Cardinals going right. Next one, Vander Esch is in there with a chance to wrap him up for a loss and misses, gain of almost 10. Next is a 5 or 6 yard gain where Joe Thomas never attacks his gap. He lets the player come to him. Then Joe Thomas gets shook by Kyler Murray for a 10-yard gain. Then you have a bad PI call on Jordan Lewis that gives him 1st and goal. Then Woods looks like he's mad at Donovan Wilson for not having contain on the quarterback on the read option, and it is 28-3 Cardinals. And at this point, the game's basically over, but Arizona gets the ball again on their own 48 after a missed field goal on a 3rd and 6. They bring Anthony Brown and Jordan Lewis. Kyler gets stuck and goes down. Punt. On the whole, the defense, as you go through this drive by drive, it's up and down, but it's not atrocious. At different times, you can blame different guys for different things, and I don't think they have nearly enough good defensive individual players. But as you go through this drive by drive, how many punts do I got to force, offense, before you go score points instead of giving them the ball in great field position to come score on us? Crap. Gave you 3 punts to start the game. Go put something on the board. So this defense could potentially be average to below average. The points per game that is being allowed by the defense is crap. They're not allowed by the defense. They're allowed by the offense. The offense is giving the ball to the other team entirely too much, and the defense can't make up for that. They're not good enough to make up for that. You can't put them in that spot. Guys who I think had their best games of the year. I know it's a blowout loss. I think Tyler Biadasz and Connor Williams both might have had their best games of the year on offense. Amari Cooper might have had his best game of the year. On defense, I think it was probably the best game of the year for Trayvon Diggs. And it was definitely the best game of the year for Everson Griffin. He actually had a little bit of juice as a pass rusher. He tackled when he had an opportunity to make a play. So Everson Griffin and Trayvon Diggs. Your best defensive tackle yesterday was Justin Hamilton. He only played like 15 or 20 snaps. But new guy brought a little bit of juice. So Cowboys got whooped, and it's for the same reason they've been getting whooped all year. Turn the ball over. Your good players can't do that. You're supposed to be the guy we can rely on. Stop putting the ball on the ground. Tony Pollard played better than Zeke. So that's that. All right, couple of questions. Remember, you can always leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow, and I'll try to take care of you. Mike says, do the Cowboys make any moves before the November 3rd trade deadline, or do they let this team and its youngsters get experience and just see what happens, especially with what Jerry had said or adjusted expectations? I would get Darryl Worley off the field. I would not let Darryl Worley play anymore. I would get Don Terry Poe off the field as much as possible and play whoever. Go snatch another guy off a practice squad. Play Justin Hamilton. I don't care. Yeah, I would play younger players. Yank Darryl Worley. Tell Reggie Robinson, I know we told you you're a safety. You're not anymore. You're a corner again. Get back out there. They need Cheeto back is what they really need. They need Cheeto back in a bad way. Darryl Worley can't be on the field. Anthony, Tyron Smith's not old, but I got concerns about his future. Injuries, salary's great, but if Brandon Knight plays well, what's your take on possibly trading Tyron? If we could get a second-round pick, I feel it could be advantageous for this team in the long run. I don't know. I'm confused on Tyron. He's very affordable, and when he plays, he's still great. Brandon Knight had a bad game. I know we all kind of got to this point where we're like, Brandon Knight's way up here and Terrence Steele's terrible. They were very comparable in this game, and Knight might have been worse. A lot of holes to fill on defense when it comes to the draft. The more the merrier. Sure, this team needs a lot of draft picks to address defense. But unless the value's right, I'm keeping Tyron Smith. But I could end up eating those words because he could very well get hurt again. And Anthony also said, for the future commenters on this post, don't attack me. It's just a thought. I appreciate Tyron greatly and the way he's carried himself over the years. All right, make sure you're checking 1053thefan.com every day. Make sure you're subscribed, youtube.com/Jeff Kavanaugh. Make sure you leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow, and I love you. Bye.